A director's scorn for Statham's grit ignited a blistering verbal beatdown. A Hollywood casting call shook the lot with his fiery clash. On a sun-scorched Los Angeles studio lot, Jason Statham, action's unyielding pulse, faced Owen Platt, a smug director whose sneer lit a firestorm. Sun-scorched, voices buzzed, asphalt shimmered, carts rattled, the crowd's tension a live wire as Statham's steely resolve met Platt's venom. No one foresaw a fraud's mask crumbling under Statham's searing comeback, narrated with a commanding growl, the lot a crucible where truth would blaze. Statham's pride faced a brutal test, his legacy hung in the balance, his grit a fire ready to roar. Actors craned necks, phones glinted, assistants froze, their whispers, "Who's that?" A hum beneath the searing heat, the lot's pulse pounding with anticipation. In a flash, one insult would spark a clash that redefined Hollywood's core, shattering egos and crowning grit, narrated with a suspenseful whisper. The crowd's gasps, the blazing sunlight, and Statham's unyielding fire turned a routine audition into a verbal battlefield, where words would cut sharper than steel, narrated with gripping urgency. This wasn't a mere rejection, it was a shocking reckoning, the studio lot trembling as Statham's truth surged, a spark that would burn through Platt's arrogance, leaving only justice in its wake. The air crackled, the crowd's eyes locked on Statham, his presence a storm, the lot a stage where a fraud's hypocrisy would fall, narrated with relentless intensity, the clash poised to echo far beyond the sunlit asphalt. Welcome to Statham's heroics, where truth shatters frauds with unbreakable grit, studio lights blaze, and egos crumble. We bring epic showdowns against frauds like Owen Platt, a director whose hypocrisy sparked a clash on Hollywood's toughest stages, narrated with a commanding growl. A hypocrite's insult ignites Statham's wrath, his verbal fire ready to burn through lies, narrated with a steely snarl. Statham's heroics is your arena for justice, where grit triumphs. Subscribe and share your Statham moment to join the fight, narrated with a commanding growl. Step onto the battlefield, narrated softly, where Statham's truth will redefine the game, the lot trembling under his unyielding resolve, a dramatized tale of retribution unfolding. The Los Angeles studio lot pulsed with raw ambition, sun scorching the asphalt, air conditioners humming, script pages fluttering in a searing breeze. Asphalt sizzled, voices droned, equipment carts rattled across cracked pavement, dust swirled, trailers gleamed under a merciless sky. Actors jostled, clutching headshots, their murmurs a tense hum, while assistants hustled, phones poised, grips adjusted lights, the air thick with coffee's bitter tang and nervous sweat. The casting call's energy crackled, a crucible where dreams met betrayal, the lot a stage for ambition's clash, its heat a mirror to the fire brewing within Jason Statham, narrated with a warm, vivid tone. He stepped forward, eyes sharp, Muay Thai frame taut, scars etched from stunts, jaw tight, doubting Platt's charm. His intensity, a coiled spring, burned beneath a weather jacket, ready for any challenge, his presence a spark in the sunlit chaos, narrated with a resolute growl, a storm poised to shatter a liar's facade. Owen Platt strutted at the center, sunglasses glinting, smile masked a liar's edge, narrated with a sly snarl, his tailored suit a veneer for arrogance. His voice, smooth but edged, commanded the crowd, a charismatic predator cloaked in Hollywood's gloss, his reputation for ensemble action films shadowed by whispers of a cutting tongue. Actors craned necks, some nodding, "That's Platt," others murmuring, "He's brutal," their phones glinting, capturing the lot's electric tension. Platt flipped through headshots, his smile a blade, eyes scanning for weakness, a provocateur poised to strike, his hypocrisy a silent storm brewing, ready to clash with Statham's grit. Sunlight seared, trailers shimmered, the lot's pulse a heartbeat of anticipation, the air alive with the clash to come, narrated warmly, pausing to let the scene breathe. A crew hand froze, clipboard trembling, eyes darting between Statham and Platt, narrated subtly, a shadow in the chaos, noticing tension without stealing focus. Statham's gaze caught his script, Legacy of Grit, tossed aside by Platt on a folding chair, its dog-eared pages a symbol of his mocked talent, narrated with suspense, a silent challenge to the lot's deceit. The script glinted, its title a spark, foreshadowing the verbal fire Statham would unleash, his pride a brutal test under scrutiny. Actors whispered, "He's here for the lead," their voices low, assistants paused, scripts in hand, grips shifted, the lot's energy a powder keg, sunlight a spotlight on Statham's resolve. The crowd's murmurs swelled, phones poised, the lot's heat pressing, coffee scent mingling with asphalt's burn. Statham's thoughts churned, past insults, punks, directors, doubters, flashing, his grit a fire ready to blaze, narrated with a resolute growl, his unease a trap he'd turn on Platt. The director's liar's edge, his glinting sunglasses, hid a fraud's mask, arrogance a spark to Statham's unyielding fire. The neon sign flickered, the lot's pulse quickening, actors shifting, their whispers a chorus of doubt and awe, the air crackling with Platt's intent. Trailers loomed, their metal-reflecting sun, the lot a battlefield where Statham's scars, etched from real stunts, stood against Platt's glossy lies, narrated warmly, tension a live wire. The lot's chaos swirled, assistants darting, actors pacing, sunlight relentless, the air heavy with ambition's weight. Statham's intensity, his Muay Thai frame a silent vow, met Platt's provocative smile, the crowd's phones a silent jury, their murmurs. Is that Statham? A hum of anticipation, narrated steadily. The crumpled script, legacy of grit, lay still, its pages a testament to Statham's truth, a spark for the reckoning to come. The lot's heat, voices drone, carts rattle, built a stage where hypocrisy would fall, Statham's resolve a fire ready to burn, narrated with a steady, pulsing tone, the studio lot trembling, poised for a clash that would redefine Hollywood's heart. Owen Platt's voice sliced the studio lot's hum. Statham, your gritty stunts are yesterday's news. The jab, sharp with a mocking growl, humiliated Jason Statham before the buzzing crowd, sunlight burning, neon buzzing, asphalt sizzling underfoot. Actors chuckled, some frowned, grips paused, assistants whispered, phones filmed, their nervous murmurs a tense pulse, the lot a crucible where Platt's venom struck. Statham stood firm, eyes steady, voice calm. I've earned my roles, Platt, not your shade. His resolute tone, narrated steadily, hinted at a fire beneath, his Muay Thai frame taut, scars glinting, ready to turn the director's trap. The crowd's laughter spiked, actors shifting, phones glinting, the air thick with coffee's tang and ambition's weight, the lot's heat a mirror to Statham's brewing resolve. Platt escalated, his sneer venomous. This film's sophisticated, not your thug routine. A screen flashed a meme of Statham's scowl, captioned, One-Trick Thug, the image searing, narrated with biting scorn, amplifying the insult across the lot. Actors gasped, some clapping, others murmuring, That's cold. Their phones wobbling, the neon's buzz sharp, sun burning brighter. Platt's sunglasses glinted, his false charm ablade, cutting into Statham's pride, a test as brutal as the clash foretold. The crowd's unease grew, grips adjusting lights, assistants darting glances, the lot's pulse quickening, dust swirling in the heat, the air alive with Platt's calculated cruelty, narrated nervously, the studio a verbal battlefield. Statham's thoughts churned, past slights, casting snubs, smug suits, flashing, his grit under fire, narrated steadily, his calm a shield against Platt's taunts. You done, Platt? He asked, voice firm, eyes narrowing, spotting Platt's smug intent, a spark of the fire that would burn through hypocrisy. The director smirked. Done? You're a relic, Statham. His growl, narrated mockingly, jabbed deeper, tossing a headshot, Statham's, onto the asphalt, the paper skidding, a silent ban. Actors whispered, he's out, some chuckling, others frowning, phones poised, the neon flickering, the lot's tension a taut wire, narrated with suspense, the crowd's mixed reaction a hum of doubt and awe. Platt leaned in, voice dripping. Your grit tanks films, Statham. Stick to B-movies. The crowd's laughter surged, a few cheering, but unease rippled, actors murmuring, too harsh, grips pausing, assistants clutching scripts, their phones filming the lot's electric chaos. The sun seared, trailers shimmered, coffee scent sharp, the air heavy with Platt's scorn, narrated nervously, the lot a stage where Statham's scars faced a fraud's mask. His stance firmed, jaw tight, thoughts blazing, every stunt, every scar, his truth against Platt's lies, narrated steadily, his resolve a fire ready to flare, the studio trembling with anticipation. The crowd's murmurs grew, some actors nodding to Platt's taunt, others whispering, Statham's legit, their phones a silent jury, the lot's heat pressing, neon buzzing louder. Platt's grin widened, his jab relentless. You're no star, just a stunt hack. The words, narrated with venom, cut deep, the meme looping on the screen, Statham's scowl mocked, the crowd's chuckles fading, unease taking hold, narrated nervously, the lot's pulse a heartbeat of conflict. Assistants froze, grips shifted, the air crackling, sunlight relentless, the neons hum a warning, the lot a powder keg poised for Statham's spark. Statham's eyes locked on Platt, his calm a storm's edge, spotting the director's intent. A calculated humiliation, not a critique, narrated steadily, his unease now a weapon. The crumpled script, Legacy of Grit, lay nearby, its pages a testament to his mocked talent, a spark for the reckoning to come, narrated with suspense, the lot's chaos a stage for truth. Actors murmured, "He's not done," some filming, others frowning, the crowd's tension a live wire, narrated nervously, the sun burning, neon flickering, the lot trembling with Platt's taunt. Platt flung Statham's headshot again, banning him, the paper skidding across asphalt, narrated suspensefully, the crowd's gasps sharp, phones poised, assistants whispering, "That's it." The neon buzzed, sun seared, coffee's tang bitter, the lot's air heavy with Platt's arrogance, a fraud's mask gleaming, narrated with a mocking growl, the studio a battlefield where Statham's resolve would ignite. His thoughts surged, grit earned, not given, his fire unyielding, narrated steadily, the crowd's unease a chorus, the lot poised for a clash that would shatter Hollywood's lies, the air alive with retribution's promise, narrated with gripping suspense. Owen Platt's venomous snarl cut through the studio lot's buzz. "Your authenticity is a tired act, Statham." The taunt, sharp and personal, doubled down, his voice dripping scorn. "No range, just a scowl," he barked, eyes glinting behind sunglasses, humiliating Jason Statham before the sun-scorched crowd. The screen flashed Statham's stunt crash, a brutal fall captioned, "Grunt Man," the image searing, narrated with venom, amplifying the mockery that echoed Platt's earlier jab about Statham's gritty stunts. Sun blazed, carts creaked, asphalt sizzled, the lot's heat a furnace, voices droning, phones filming, the crowd's murmurs a tense hum, narrated nervously, the studio a verbal battlefield where Platt's hypocrisy loomed. Actors chuckled, some clapping, others shifting uneasily, their phones poised, capturing the lot's electric chaos. Grips paused, assistants whispered, "He's ruthless." The neons buzzed sharp, coffee's tang bitter in the air. Platt's tailored suit gleamed, his false charm a blade slicing Statham's pride, a test as brutal as the clash foretold. Statham stood, Muay Thai frame taut, scars etched from stunts glinting, eyes steady. "My truth outshines your recycled flops, Platt," he countered, voice a measured intensity, narrated steadily, cutting through laughter like a knife. His words, rooted in the grit of real stunts, stung, the crowd's chuckles faltering, actors murmuring, "He's got guts," phones wavering, narrated nervously, the lot's pulse quickening. Platt's scorn surged, his retort a lash. "Your box office poison, Statham." He tossed another headshot, Statham's face skidding across asphalt, narrated with biting scorn, the paper a symbol of rejection, echoing the ban that sparked this storm. The crowd gasped, some laughing, others frowning, "That's low," grips clutching tools, assistants freezing, their phones filming the lot searing tension, narrated nervously, the neon flickering, sun burning brighter. Platt's sunglasses hit a liar's edge, his taunts a fraud's mask, as the clash promised, his arrogance a spark to Statham's fire. The lot's air crackled, dust swirling, the studio a stage where Statham's resolve faced Platt's venom, narrated with venomous intensity, the crowd's unease a growing tide. Statham's thoughts flared, past rejections, casting snubs, smug directors, fueling his grit, narrated steadily, his calm a shield against Platt's onslaught. "Got more, Platt?" he asked, voice low, eyes narrowing, spotting the director's smug intent, a fire ready to blaze, narrated with measured force. Platt grinned, "You're a stunt hack, not a star." His growl, narrated venomously, jabbed deeper, the screen looping the Grunt Man clip, Statham's crash mocked, the crowd's laughter fading, unease rippling, narrated nervously, the lot's heat pressing, neon buzzing louder. Actors whispered, "He's pushing it." Some filming, others shifting, the air heavy with Platt's cruelty, narrated tensely, the studio trembling with anticipation. The crowd's murmurs grew, phones poised, the lot's pulse a heartbeat of conflict, sunlight relentless, carts creaking softly. Platt's taunt, a calculated humiliation, burned, his hypocrisy a storm brewing, narrated with scorn, the lot a crucible where Statham's scars stood against lies. The dramatized clash surged, Statham's counter a spark in the chaos, his truth a fire cutting through Platt's venom, narrated steadily, the crowd's unease a chorus, the lot poised for a reckoning that would shatter Hollywood's facade, the air alive with retribution's promise, narrated with gripping suspense. The crowd's laughter faded, actors whispered, "Too far," their unease rippling across the sun-scorched studio lot. Grips clutched tools, Assistants' murmurs spiked, phones wavered, narrated tensely, the neons buzz a sharp hum, sun blazing, carts creaking softly. The lot's pulse faltered, actors shifting, some frowning, Platt's ruthless, others murmuring, Statham's real. Their earlier chuckles now doubt, narrated nervously, aligning with the crowd's mixed reactions when Platt flung Statham's headshot. Dust swirled, coffee's tang hung heavy, the asphalt sizzle a tense undercurrent. The lot a crucible where Owen Platt's venom clashed with Statham's grit, narrated tensely, the air crackling with the crowd's shifting tide. A crew hand's clipboard shook, murmurs rose, narrated subtly, a fleeting shadow reinforcing the conflict without stealing focus, echoing the moment a crew hand froze as Platt's false charm surfaced. The crowd's phones, once eager, trembled, actors' whispers. He's crossed a line. A chorus of unease, narrated tensely, the lot's heat pressing, neon flickering, the studio a battlefield where Platt's hypocrisy loomed. Some grips paused, tools idle, assistants darted glances, their murmurs a hum. Statham's not done, narrated nervously, the crowd shift a spark, tying to the jostling actors and poised phones when Statham first faced Platt's sneer. The sun burned, trailers gleamed, the lot's tension a live wire, the air alive with the reckoning Platt's taunts had ignited, narrated tensely, the crowd's doubt a growing storm. Statham's script, legacy of grit, discarded by Platt, glinted on the chair, its still pages a symbol of his mocked grit, narrated with suspense, a spark of the truth that would burn through Platt's lies, echoing the headshot flung in scorn. The neon buzzed louder, sun seared, carts creaked, the lot's pulse a heartbeat of anticipation, narrated tensely, the script a silent vow as Statham's resolve hardened. Actors murmured, he'll fight back, their phones lowering, some filming, others staring, the crowd's unease a tide turning against Platt's venom, narrated nervously, the studio trembling with a clash to come, the lot a stage where a fraud's mask would crumble, as foretold. Statham leaned forward, voice low, eyes blazing, vowing to expose Platt's lies, narrated suspensefully, his Muay Thai frame a silent storm, ready for the verbal beatdown. His thoughts surged, every stunt earned, every scar a truth Platt mocked. His grit a fire poised to flare, narrated steadily, aligning with his doubt of Platt's charm when the director's hypocrisy first surfaced. The crowd's whispers grew, he's got this. Actors nodding, grips tightening tools, assistants frozen, their phones a wavering jury, narrated tensely, the lot's heat a furnace, neons hum a warning, the air heavy with Statham's resolve. Sunlight burned, dust swirled, the studio lot's chaos a canvas for justice, narrated steadily, the crowd shift a spark for the reckoning ahead. The neon flickered, carts creaked, the lot's pulse pounding, actors murmurs a chorus of doubt and awe, narrated tensely, the air alive with Platt's scorn and Statham's fire. The script, legacy of grit, lay glinting, its pages a testament to the truth Statham would wield, narrated with suspense, the lot trembling as his vow took root. The crowd's phones stilled, some actors whispering, Platt's done, their unease a tide, narrated nervously, the studio a crucible where Statham's preparation burned, his eyes a blade cutting through hypocrisy. The dramatized tension surged, the lot poised for Statham's response, narrated suspensefully, the air crackling with retribution's promise, a fire ready to shatter Hollywood's lies. Jason Statham's voice cut sharp, you mock grit, Platt, but you fake it. Narrated calmly with a steely growl, his words sliced through the studio lot's tension, confronting Owen Platt's insensitivity with unrelenting truth. The sun seared, neon hummed, asphalt sizzled, the lot's heat a furnace amplifying Statham's fire, his Muay Thai frame taut, scars glinting, a warrior bearing his soul. Broke my ribs on a car chase, kept filming, he revealed, narrated warmly, his voice softening, humanizing his grit. You'd cut that for CGI, Platt. The jab, fierce and precise, exposed Platt's cruelty, tying to the taunt that Statham's authenticity was a tired act. Actors froze, phones wavered, the crowd's murmurs hushed, narrated tensely, the lot a crucible where truth clashed with hypocrisy. Platt stammered, sunglasses slipping, that's just business. Narrated with a faltering tone, his tailored suit a crumbling facade, cracks showing under Statham's assault. The neon's buzz sharpened, sun burned brighter, carts creaked, the air thick with coffee's tang and Platt's unease, narrated nervously, the lot trembling as Statham pressed. Your film's fake what I bleed for. Narrated with intensity, his voice a blade. He tore into Platt's recycled flops, each word a spark from the fire that vowed to expose a fraud's mask. Actors whispered, he's right. Some nodding, their earlier laughter now doubt, narrated tensely, the lot's pulse pounding, sunlight a spotlight on Platt's faltering grin. Statham's scars, etched from stunts, gleamed, a testament to the truth Platt mocked, narrated warmly, his story grounding the crowd in awe. The lot's heat pressed, neon hummed, dust swirled, the air alive with Statham's resolve, narrated steadily. His counter a firestorm sparked when Platt flung his headshot. Platt's eyes darted, his venomous sneer from moments ago fading, narrated falteringly, his business excuse a weak shield against Statham's truth. The crowd's phones, once mocking, stilled, actors murmuring, "He's got him," narrated tensely, the lot a battlefield where Statham's grit outshone Platt's lies, as the clash promised. Statham leaned in, voice steady. "I risk my neck, Platt, while you hide behind edits." Narrated with intensity, his words landed like blows, exposing the director's hypocrisy, tying to the scorn for Statham's gritty stunts. The sun seared, neon buzzed, the lot's tension a live wire, narrated tensely, the crowd's whispers swelling, "He's no fraud." Platt's hands twitched, his stammer a broken rhythm, narrated falteringly, his sunglasses a cracked mask, the lot trembling with Statham's fire. Actors shifted, some clapping, their awe a spark, narrated excitedly, the studio a stage where truth burned brighter than Platt's scorn. The air crackled, coffee sent sharp, the lot's pulse a heartbeat of retribution, narrated tensely, Statham's story a beacon in the chaos. His ribs, broken for his craft, stood against Platt's CGI fakery, narrated warmly, his truth a fire that Platt's taunts couldn't douse. The neon's hum steadied, sun blazed, the crowd's murmurs a chorus of doubt turned to awe, narrated tensely, the lot poised for Statham's next strike. Platt's faltering, his business plea, crumbled, narrated falteringly, the studio trembling as Statham's words took root, a dramatized reckoning unfolding, narrated with a steely growl, the air alive with the promise of a fraud's lies exposed, the lot a crucible where Statham's truth would reign. Actors gasped, some clapped, grips nodded, assistants leaned in, phones stilled, narrated excitedly, the studio lot's crowd awestruck by Jason Statham's truth. Sun seared, neon hummed, the air crackled, dust swirled, the lot's pulse soaring as Statham's words shattered Owen Platt's facade, narrated tensely, echoing the unease when actors first chuckled at Platt's taunts. The crowd shift, a tide of awe, mirrored their whispers of "too far" when Platt mocked Statham's grit, narrated excitedly, phones now capturing a hero's fire, not a fraud's scorn. Grips tightened tools, actors murmured, "He's real." Their earlier doubts now reverence, narrated tensely, the lot a crucible where truth burned bright, aligning with the jostling crowd that first saw Statham's resolve. A crew hand's clipboard steadied, murmurs softened, narrated subtly, tension lingering without stealing focus, as when a crew hand froze at Platt's false charm. Statham's script, Legacy of Grit, scorned by Platt, lay still on the chair, its glinting pages a nod to his truth, narrated subtly, a symbol of the grit mocked when Platt flung Statham's headshot. The neon's buzz softened, sun blazed, carts creaked, the lot's heat a furnace, narrated tensely, the script a silent vow, tying to the discarded paper that sparked this clash, its truth fueling Statham's fire, narrated with suspense, the crowd's awe spark for the reckoning ahead. "What would you tell Platt?" "Comment below," narrated invitingly, the prompt igniting interaction as Platt's faltering exposed his lies, boosting engagement, per the pulse of viral prompts when crowds rally. Actors clapped louder, grips nodded, assistants whispered, "He's done," narrated excitedly, their phones stilled, the lot trembling, neon humming, the air alive with Statham's resolve, narrated tensely, the crowd's awe chorus echoing their shift from scorn to support, as when they jostled to see Statham stand. The sun seared, coffee's tang faded, the lot's pulse a heartbeat of justice, narrated excitedly, the studio a stage where Platt's hypocrisy crumbled. Statham's voice landed heavily. "You're the fraud, Platt, cloaked in lies." Narrated with conviction, the words, a steely growl, struck like a hammer, setting up the climactic takedown, tying to the vow to expose Platt's lies when his taunts faltered, narrated steadily, aligning with the promise of a fraud's mask falling. The crowd roared, actors cheering, "Truth!" Grips raising fists, assistants nodding, narrated excitedly, their awe fire sparked by Statham's scars, etched when he bled for his craft, narrated warmly, the lot trembling as Platt's lies dissolved. The neon glowed, sun softened, the air heavy with retribution's weight, narrated tensely, the lot a battlefield where Statham's words reigned, narrated with conviction, the crowd's phones a silent jury, their murmurs, "He's got him." A vow of justice, narrated excitedly, echoing the clash that promised Hollywood's heart would shift. The script, Legacy of Grit, gleamed, a testament to Statham's truth, narrated subtly, its pages still as the lot pulsed, sun-seared, neon hummed, the air alive with anticipation, narrated suspensefully, the crowd's awe spark for the climactic strike. Actors leaned closer, grips murmured, assistants clapped, narrated excitedly, the lot trembling, the dramatized reckoning of fire ready to burn, Statham's heavy blow a vow to shatter Platt's lies, narrated with a steady, convicting tone, the studio poised for a clash that would redefine truth's power. Jason Statham's voice thundered, "You mock to hide your sellout soul, Platt." Narrated with commanding intensity and a resonant snarl, the blow struck Owen Platt's hypocrisy, shattering his facade on the sun-scorched studio lot. Sunlight eased, neon steadied, cart stilled, the lot's heat a crucible where Statham's truth burned, narrated tensely, his Muay Thai frame taut, eyes blazing, a warrior exposing a fraud's mask, as vowed when Platt's lies first faltered. Your indie fight flick, raw and real, flopped, you chased studio gold. Statham revealed, narrated sincerely, his voice steady, the anecdote piercing Platt's arrogance. The tale, rooted in Platt's lost grit, mirrored Statham's scars from real stunts, narrated warmly, making the takedown personal, a fire that Platt's scorn couldn't douse. Platt's hands trembled, voice cracked, "I made hits!" Narrated with a shaken tone, his tailored suit a tattered shield, sunglasses slipping, his collapse stark against the neon's hum. Actors froze, grips murmured, the crowd's awe swelling, narrated tensely, their phones wavering, capturing Statham's triumph, as when they gasped at his truth moments ago. Statham pressed, relentless. "You mock my grit, 'cause you lost yours." Narrated with a resonant growl, his words landed like blows, exposing Platt's betrayal of the raw fight flicks he once championed, tying to Statham's bleeding for his craft. The lot's pulse surged, sunlight eased, coffee's tang faded, the air alive with Statham's legacy soaring, narrated triumphantly, Platt's shame a shadow in the studio's searing light. The neon steadied, cart silent, the lot trembling as Platt's hypocrisy crumbled, narrated tensely, his hits plea a hollow echo of his earlier business excuse. Statham's scars, etched from car chases, gleamed, a testament to the grit Platt scorned, narrated warmly, his truth a beacon the crowd revered, as when they clapped for his broken ribs. Platt's eyes darted, his stammer a broken rhythm, narrated shakily, his fraud's mask shattered, the lot a stage where Statham's fire reigned, narrated with intensity. Actors whispered, "He's done," their murmurs a chorus, narrated tensely, the crowd's awe tied, tying to their unease when Platt's taunts first stung, the studio poised for justice. Statham's blow, a verdict delivered, burned through Platt's lies, narrated with commanding snarl, his voice a storm that shook the lot, as when his truth first sparked awe. The air crackled, neon hummed, the lot's heat softening, narrated tensely, Platt's collapse a mirror to his scorn for Statham's gritty stunts, his sellout soul laid bare, narrated shakily, the crowd silence a jury's nod. Statham's thoughts surged, every stunt, every scar, his truth against Platt's gold-chasing fraud, narrated sincerely, his legacy soaring, a fire that Platt's taunts couldn't dim, narrated triumphantly, the lot trembling with the weight of justice. The neon glowed, sunlight eased, the lot's pulse a heartbeat of retribution, narrated tensely, Statham's truth a spark that lit the studio, as when his grit first defied Platt's mockery. Platt's hand shook, his voice a faint croak, narrated shakily, his collapse complete, the lot a crucible where Statham's fire burned eternal, narrated with intensity, the crowd's awe spark for the eruption to come, narrated excitedly, the dramatized takedown a vow fulfilled, Statham's scars a testament to the truth that would redefine Hollywood's heart, narrated with a resonant, commanding snarl. The studio poised for the crowd's roar and Statham's final stand, the air alive with justice's promise. Actors roared, standing ovation, grips cheered, assistants surged, phones filmed, narrated with a roaring tone, the studio lot erupting in awe at Jason Statham's truth. Sunlight eased, neon steadied, cart stilled, justice delivered, narrated with weight, the lot a courtroom where Owen Platt's hypocrisy fell, echoing the trembling stage when Platt's taunts first stung, narrated excitedly. Actors clapped, "Truth!" Grips raised fists, assistants shouted, narrated roaringly, their awe fire, tying to whispers of "too far" when Platt mocked Statham's grit, and jostling phones when his resolve first shone. The crowd's eruption, a tidal wave, surged, phones capturing Statham's triumph, narrated excitedly, the lot's pulse soaring, dust settling, coffee's tang gone, the air alive with retribution's weight. The setting transformed, sunlight eased, neon steadied, cart silent, narrated heavily, the lot's heat softening, a verdict delivered, as when Statham's scars first sparked awe, narrated with weight. The neon's hum softened, asphalt sizzle faded, the lot trembling no longer with tension but with justice's promise, narrated tensely, aligning with the studio's quake when Platt's lies crumbled, narrated excitedly, the crowd's roar a spark from their earlier unease. Actors surged closer, grips nodded, assistants filmed, narrated roaringly, their phones a jury, echoing chuckles turned to frowns when Platt's headshot toss banned Statham, the lot now a shrine to truth, narrated with weight, the air crackling with awe. Statham stood tall, eyes steady, voice calm. Make films that matter, Platt, or stay a fraud. Narrated with quiet conviction, the words, a steady tone, left Platt exposed, his trembling hands a shadow, narrated shakily, leading to the aftermath's reflection, tying to the vow to shatter a fraud's mask, narrated steadily, as when Statham's truth first burned, narrated with conviction. The crowd's cheers swelled, actors shouting, Statham! Grips clapping, assistants surging, narrated roaringly, their awe fire, aligning with the crowd shift when Platt's lies faltered, narrated excitedly, the lot a stage where Platt's hypocrisy lay in ruins, narrated with weight. The neon glowed, sunlight softened, the lot's pulse a hymn of justice, narrated tensely, Statham's exit a quiet vow, his Muay Thai frame unbowed, scars gleaming, narrated steadily, the crowd's phones filming a hero's stand, as when they poised to catch his grit, narrated excitedly. Actors roared, grips cheered, the lot's air heavy with anticipation, narrated roaringly, the studio transformed, justice's weight a spark for the aftermath, narrated with weight, echoing the crowd's awe when Statham's truth soared, narrated excitedly. The cart stilled, neon hummed, the lot a crucible reborn, narrated tensely, Statham's words a fire eternal, narrated with conviction, the dramatized takedown a beacon, Platt's shame a fading echo, narrated shakily, the crowd's eruption a vow, narrated roaringly, suspense building for the reflection to come, the lot poised for truth's lasting echo. Jason Statham walked off, sunlight fading, cart silent, neon hummed, his mind on truth's victory. The studio lot's air calmed, dust settled, the crowd's roar a fading echo. Actors lingered, phones stilled, grips nodded, their awe a testament to his stand, echoing the ovation when Owen Platt's lies crumbled. The clip hit 1M views by dusk, X and TikTok exploded, hashtag StathamBurns trended, fans shouting, Statham's real. The lot's pulse, once tense, surged globally, Platt's hypocrisy ash in Statham's fire. A crew hand's clipboard hung loose, eyes wide, marveling at Statham's integrity, as when a hand froze at Platt's false charm, a silent nod to his grit. Platt's film tanked, his studio dropped him, while Statham pitched Legacy of Grit to rivals, a script once scorned now a beacon. Fans rallied on X, Statham's our hero. Actors posted clips, truth wins. Their voices echoing cheers when Statham vowed to make films that matter. Studios chased him, scripts flooding in, his pitch a spark from the lot's crucible, the neon glowing, a symbol of justice. Actors shared, Statham changed Hollywood, grips nodded, their phones, once mocking his scowl, now spreading his triumph, as when they filmed his scars defying Platt's lies. The lot's heat softened, sunlight dim, the air heavy with pride, the studio a stage reborn. Statham's reflection lingered, grits cost, broken ribs, endless nights, a truth Platt couldn't fake. His scars, etched from stunts, mapped battles won, as when he exposed Platt's sellout soul, his departure a quiet oath to stand again. What made Statham's takedown epic? Drop it below. Like, share, subscribe to Statham's heroics, join the fight. The prompt sparked fans, as when they roared for his truth, the neon humming, the lot's pulse steady, actors murmuring, he's the real deal, their clips a chorus, Statham's fire. The air glowed, cart silent, the lot a sanctuary where truth prevailed. Statham's script, framed by crew in the lot, gleamed, a symbol of truth, its pages, once tossed aside, a testament to the grit Platt scorned, as when his headshot skidded across asphalt. The neon's glow steadied, the lot trembling no more, actors posting, he's our star, grips sharing, assistants nodding, their awe echoing the eruption when Platt's lies fell, the air alive with hope. The studio's pulse, once chaotic, sang of justice, Statham stand a spark that lit the lot, his truth a vow for the weak, as when his fire defied Platt's taunts. Fans rallied, more Statham! Their pride afire, the lot's glow a promise of stories to come. Statham's truth blazed, Platt's lies dust, a spark eternal. The lot stood quiet, neon hummed, the air heavy with curiosity. Statham's next stand loomed. The dramatized tale, a beacon of retribution, left Hollywood's heart reshaped, the crowd's cheers a vow, the studio a crucible where grit triumphed, truth's echo unending.